Hello and welcome to the 100th video on my channel. Quite the milestone. I want to take this moment to thank everyone who has followed me and commented on my videos. I've received lots of positive feedback and I even inspired some of you to paint more. I was planning to make a special video for this, but painting the topic of this video took very long, so I kept it as a tutorial. But what a tutorial I have. A 1000-point list of Nighthaunt. I loved these models when they were first released and I knew that at one point I would have to have them. And for my army I tried to make the ghosts look very grim dark, but unify the army with a ghostly light that would connect the ghosts with their bases. So let's begin, shall we? After base coating all the models black, I create a zenithal highlight using white primer from Vallejo. With this I keep the model at an angle, so some parts of the model will have a very natural looking shadow. I'm going to give the units different ropes to differentiate them. The chain grasp hordes are sprayed with Agrax Earthshade to create dirty brown ropes. The revenants are getting dark ropes, so I spray them with Incubi Darkness. I also do this with the knight on the spooky steed. Later on I will make a distinction between the knight and the horse to also give you all some options on how to highlight the dark areas. And here we have the base for all the models. Some models will have dark ropes. Some models are still white and will end up with dirty white ropes. And the basic troops will have dirty brown rags. In the end, all the spooky lights will bring this all together. The following steps will be done on all the robes. First, I spray on a black enamel wash to get an even coat. Afterwards, I decided to also add a thick layer with a brush because I didn't really like the coverage of the spray. With white spirit, I remove a lot of the enamel wash to let the base coat show through again, leaving the black wash nicely in the recesses. Then I took a very old dry brush and flicked black enamel wash on the model. I gotta say, this caused for a very messy painting desk, but the result does look really good. I also tried stippling, but that really didn't give me the effect I was going for. I did these steps on all the robes. On the white robes, the effect is very nice, but it definitely gives a nice subtle effect on both the brown and black robes as well. I want all the metal to look nice and rusty. First, I paint everything with Iron Warriors. I do this with everything, also with the brass parts, so the brass paint will cover better. Then I cover all the metal areas with a thick layer of dirty down rust. Putting this on thick really gives a cool result. You can add some small patches, but I decided to paint the entire metal areas. For the longest time I had some Greenstuff World rust liquid pigments, so I decided to add that to the rust as well. This actually reactivated the dirty down rust and gave some really nice streaky effects. All the brass parts are now painted with Skullcrusher Brass. I add Nihilakh Oxide for a verdigris effect. I added quite a bit, but apply to taste. And I end with a dry brushing of Runefang Steel on both the metal and the brass to let some of the metal shine through. The grim dark metal rust will look very good next to all the ghostly light later on. I'm happy with this way of painting rust, but it does require some unusual paints you might not have in your inventory. I can definitely recommend you getting the Dirty Down Rust, as it is really good. The liquid pigments might be a little bit too situational. Let's paint some details on the models. First, I take all the ghosts with white robes and paint all the trimmings with Incubi Darkness. I highlight them with Thunderhawk Blue and highlight again with Dawnstone. Next, I take all the black-robed ghosts and paint all the trimmings with Sword Hilt Burgundy. I also paint the scabbard of the knight. Highlight with Emperor's Children. And highlight again with a mix of Emperor's Children and Fulgrim Pink. Any wood I find, I paint with Dryad Bark. Then I highlight with Baneblade Brown. And highlight again with Administratum Grey. Finally, I shade everything I just painted in this phase with Nuln Oil. Now that we've got some small details out of the way, we can take a look at the ghosts themselves. There's not much showing, but we do have some skulls and grabby hands to paint. I want the ghosts to have a subtle turquoise color. That is why I first base coat with Deepkin Flesh. Then I shade with Coelia Greenshade. This is a very nice wash that I really wish I had sooner. I love the turquoise shade of this. I layer back Deepkin Flesh on all the raised areas. And highlight with Pallid Swish Flesh. The subtle ghost skin will look great with the spooky lights we'll do later. As you can see, I've also painted the skeletal parts of the horse in the same style. Speaking of the horse, I want to give the dark skin of the horse a different feel than the black-robed knight sitting on top of him. I first layer on Kabalite Green on all the raised areas. Then I layer on a mix of Kabalite Green and Ulthuan Grey. I add even more Ulthuan Grey to the previous mix. I make sure to make the highlights smaller each time. I end with little dots of Ulthuan Grey on all the highlights to make them look a little bit more reflective. And here we have the spooky horse. This gives a subtle difference with the black robe of the rider. And with this we have finished all the different models except the spooky light. But first we need to prepare the base. I paint the ground with Ratling Grime. I did this with a brush because I want to keep the other elements unpainted. Any rocks or fences I find, I paint with Basilicanum Grey. And bones, skulls and skeletons are painted with Skeleton Horde. I then dry brush the ground and all the rocks and fences with Administratum Grey. And dry brush all the bones with Screaming Skull. On to the main attraction. First I spray titanium white on all the parts where I want the ghost light to be the brightest. Any overspray is fine as we're creating a light anyway. It took a while for me to find the color I really wanted. I ended up with a Greenstuff World Turquoise Ghost Dip. Aptly named and a great base for spooky lights. I spray this on the areas I whitened in the previous step and let the natural gradient turn the light into the ghost. Next I add green-blue shade inks to the bottom of the lights to make sure the light is darker near the bottom and brighter as to where the ghost appears. I spray on Coelia Greenshade to emphasize the previous step even more. Next is the most time consuming step. I highlight with a brush. I first highlight with Sybarite Green. Basically highlight any areas in the spooky smoke or highlight the rim of the tattered cloaks. I highlight again with Gauss Blaster Green to make the highlights pop even more. With a mix of Gauss Blaster Green and Dorn Yellow, I introduce a yellowish light tone on the mix, which works really well with the established highlights. I take the airbrush and blast a mix of Dorn Yellow and Titanium White on the spots I want the brightest parts of the light to be. Finally, I add a small blast of pure Titanium White to make the brightest spots of the light, completing the final step. And here we have 1,000 points of spooky Nighthaunt, ready to scare the pants of some poor librarian. The reason this video took so long was actually me trying to research and test the perfect ghost light for me. Either the light was too blue or was too green. So I can definitely recommend you just try a couple of turquoise paints to see which one would suit you best. Adding some variety to the cloaks helps break up the army a little bit, while the ghost lights still make for a unifying army. Maybe not as flashy as my psychedelic goblins, but striking nonetheless. Thanks for watching my 100th video I posted on this channel, and thanks again for all the continued support. I'll be back, but in the meantime, be sure to check out my Instagram, where I post pictures of current projects and behind the scenes stuff. But for now, thanks for watching.